I'm going to hand over control to the lady who is going to be in charge of the meeting. She has often been compared to Hillary Clinton because she speaks with the same charisma and enthusiasm of a stateswoman. She's the mother of 3, and she told me that she drinks strictly non-alcoholic beverages. That's why we had to order Mazoe today. Because of her. Last year she was in Vancouver for the Toastmasters World Convention, where she was representing Southern Africa. She's a chartered global management accountant by profession, a director and head of management training Peru, and recently she was appointed a forestry commissioner by the new government. And she told me that she now has powers to even arrest anyone who abuses forestry resources. Ladies and gentlemen, if I have to go through the whole list, I think I'll have to keep you in here until Christmas. Because the exploits are legendary. With a thunderous round of applause, shall we give it up for Toastmaster Nancy Marsh?
Thank you, Mr. President. The introduction was impeccable. Flawless, it says. Faultless, spotless. So I can't correct anything. Thank you for that honor. This evening, I am your Toastmaster. And I'm so happy to be in charge of a meeting in a room so full at the beginning of the year. I've already visited 2 clubs already. They were not this full. I would like to ask you to give yourselves a round of applause for being here. Thank you. We've got visitors. Some of you are coming here to Toastmasters for the first time. Some of you are coming to Metropolitan Club for the first time. You are all welcome to Toastmasters. You are never a visitor, because even those who are mature, every time in every meeting, there is something to learn. So for those of you who are calling themselves visitors, I'm new, feel welcome and feel at home. We are a family. I want to start this evening by reminding all of us why we are here. And I'll do that by going through the mission. The mission of a Toastmaster Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment. Mutually supportive and positive learning environment, in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership. So why are we here? We are here to develop our oral communication skills and our leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. We are saying we want to assist you through providing a mutually positive environment where you can develop your oral communication skills, your leadership skills, which in turn will help you build your self-confidence. And once you are a confident person, you should be heading for personal growth. Nothing stops you. That's why I said there is no visitor. We are all new every day to Toastmasters, because we are learning something about oral communication and we are learning something about leadership and growth. I'll pause. You may come in. Thank you. Now, how does Toastmasters do that? Toastmasters is an international club. If tonight, on a Tuesday evening at 6 p.m., doesn't matter what time it is in Vancouver, or in Washington, if you were to visit a Toastmasters club at this very minute, you'll be learning the same things because there's a designed international program. So Toastmasters International has designed programs that we follow in order to develop our communication skills and to develop our leadership skills. I will take you briefly through those leadership programs and communication programs. When you join Toastmasters, for those of you who are still new, you'll be given 2 manuals. One of them is called a leadership manual. The other one is exactly like this, and it's called a communication manual. In each of the manuals, you've got 10 projects. So you've got 10 projects in the leadership manual, and you've got 10 projects in the communications manual. All those projects are designed to help you move from one stage to the other as you are developing your leadership, if you are going through the leadership manual, and as you are developing your communication skills, if you are going through the communication skills. For example, when you are going through the leadership manual, you are going to learn techniques such as timekeeping. Some people believe that they are good leaders, but oh my God, they can't keep time. So we have to learn about timekeeping, we have to learn about leadership, we have to learn about motivation, we have to learn about networking. All those you go through as you go through the 10 projects in this leadership manual. And as I said, you've got another manual called the communication skills, whereby from project 1, you learn how to design your speech, you learn how to use vocabulary, you learn how to link your paragraphs or the different topics in your speeches, all the way until you are taught how to do presentations, whether on a flip chart or whether it's PowerPoint, different types of presentations. All those, we learn them through the various projects that we go through. So what do we say to Toastmasters International? You said you're Mr.
Kagande.
Mr. Kagande, he's new here. So do you think you're in the right place or you are?
I'm in the right place.
Thank you. Let's give it a round. Okay, this is the beginning of the year 2018. And we are all blessed to be here in 2018. And as we are starting 2018, I want to share with you today's quote. It says, no one can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. You cannot go back to 2017, I'm sorry. It's gone. You cannot go to 2017 and start or revisit what you didn't do. But you can look forward to a new what? To a new beginning, to a new 2018. So it says, no one can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today. And well done for being here tonight, to start a new beginning in communications, in leadership, personal growth, and so forth. So I would like to invite all of you to stand on your feet as we toast to a new 2018. Can we charge our wine glasses? Imaginary glasses. In Toastmasters, we never stop because we don't have wine, we don't have whatever, champagne or water. We proceed. That's one of the things we learn. So let us charge our glasses. We are now putting, if it's there, you've got your wine in the glass. Can we toast to 2018?
2018.
You may be seated. If we may open all of the windows, the meeting, to make sure that the meeting goes on smoothly and in order. However, I am not working by myself. I've got a team of officers who are called top table officers that are working with me. And I would like to introduce you to all the officers that I am working with. I will call them one by one, and they will tell you what they are going to be doing tonight to assist this meeting to progress smoothly. I am going to start with our timer and fines master. Our timer and fines master, Alfred Dereza. You haven't got your titles here, so you can also give them to us, CC, if any. Okay, Alfred Dereza is a CC, which means competent communicator. It means he has gone through the communication manuals and is now a competent communicator. Please tell us what you are going to be doing tonight.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good evening, Toastmasters.
Good evening.
And our esteemed guests. My role tonight will be monitoring the time taken on prepared speeches and evaluations. For those who shall be speaking for 4 to 6 minutes, on 4 minutes I will raise the green card, and at 5 minutes I will raise the amber card, and at 6 minutes the green card. For those who shall be speaking for 5 to 7 minutes, I will raise the green card at 5 minutes, at 6 minutes the amber card, and at 7 minutes the red card. If you proceed by more than 30 seconds, I'll raise the buzzer and make some noise to make sure that you stop speaking.
Project. You will introduce yourself to fellow club members and give them some information about your background, interests, ambitions. You are expected to have practiced your speech. You may use notes during your speech if you wish. You may read the entire project before your talk. These are the objectives: to begin speaking before an audience, to discover speaking skills which you have and skills which need some attention. Your time is 4 to 6 minutes. Since you are telling us about yourself, you have a chance to be impeccable.
You are?
Evening.
Good. Always wonder. Okay, I see. My name is Anthony Mukuwamombe. I actually wanted to say, why is it written in Mukuwamombe? Because I often hear people say Mukuwamombe. I don't know what's difficult about the Mukuwamombe thing. But I thank God, because my surname definitely means cattle harvesting. And you know, when you get those surnames back then, whilst others were getting the other surnames that I'm not going to mention, your grandpa was really great or something of that nature. So, in most cases, great orators talk of Dale Carnegie and all those great people you hear of, the Benjamin Franklin and all those great individuals, the Barack Obamas. They become so popular in speaking because they often talk about what their listeners are interested in hearing. And our listeners, in most cases, they're interested in hearing about themselves. Unfortunately, that is not going to happen today, because we are going to be listening about myself. So I was born and bred in a rural area whereby, living is like surviving, because you'll be traveling at least 10 k's to school, that kind of thing. Going to primary, actually, you'd travel a distance of about 7 k's to primary school. That was called Magura Primary School, down there in Chindambuya, in Usapi, that's Manicaland province, right? So when I started my primary education, it's so fortunate, or it was unfortunate though to my classmates, so fortunate to myself that I was the best student from grade 1 up to grade 7. I was always getting the prize, but to my classmates, I know that was very unfortunate. So as I was growing up, I started realizing that in life, you don't just live, you live with a purpose. But when I was primary, starting to think of purpose and talking that when I was grade 7, I really identified my purpose. I know a lot of people will be just lying. Truly, at grade 7, I didn't have a clue of what I will be doing in life, what life is all about. Then, just having 4 units, back then you'd be asked to go to secondary. And my father was a very good man. He always say, if you're a good student, it doesn't matter where you go for school. These people are taking their children to boarding schools. Somewhere there, you will still learn at the school that I learned at Urongwe there. You just travel and go and do your school. If you're intelligent, the environment doesn't matter. Intelligence is a natural endowment. You explain that and I'll be like, yes, that's true, Dad. Then you buy me a new bicycle to go for secondary school. And I'll be the only student riding the bicycle. So Every time that you get to school every day, you realize that you're the only student who is already there. So you obviously discard the use of the bicycle and start going with others by foot. That's what definitely happened. So starting to go to secondary school, it was an exciting journey, and I started learning a lot of stuff. You know, at secondary, I started to do school. But back then, one thing that I always thank God for is I didn't have the opportunity to read at all level. And I thank God for that. Because when I went now for A-level, realized that a Form 1 student will get to 11 p.m. trying to study hard, you know. I was like, what this guy is really doing? Form 1? In class start? What? You know, I was surprised. But this is how I grew up. I realized that sometimes we are just fortunate to meet circumstances and opportunities that we have in life, privileges that we are all supposed to be thankful of. Because if you went to a secondary school whereby teachers will teach you, and at the end of the day you go to a boarding house and do whatever you want to do, in the evening do whatever you also want to do, it's another thing, differently. Then after passing O-level, I was asked to now proceed to A-level. Then I went and took commercials, which I scored 20 points and proceeded to the University of Zimbabwe, where I am in my final year doing accounts. So I started doing accounts not because I really enjoyed the accounts, but because it was easy, you know. We always love to do easy stuff, so I chose accounts because it was easy for me. But then in life, I realized that life belongs to those who dare. Life belongs to those who are thinking about tomorrow. Life belongs to those who have objectives, who have a passion for something, who identify who they are and pursue it and do it in life. And at the end of the day, by the time whereby we are going definitely to make ourselves, okay, time is flowing. I'm just saying that I have a lot to tell you, you know. My life is so impeccable with a lot of good things, so I have a lot to tell you. Okay, so I realized that when you are living, you are going to die. That's one thing that is definite. That's the reason why Nyaradzo is one of the most profitable institutions, because everyone is paying something because he's sure that he's going to die one day or the other. So, if you are going to die, the question now which remains is, how are you going to be remembered after you are gone? How are you going to be remembered after you are gone? Personally, I am passionate about elevating people's lives. I am passionate about helping others. Yes, I'm an accounts person, but I enjoy speaking. And I'm going to take speaking to a greater level, whereby I inspire audiences. I will encourage people to do great things. I will encourage people to make it in life, because I have gone through it. I've seen that sometimes we succeed, not because we have planned to be successful, but because God has given us some endowments, some talents that we're supposed to use to share with others. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to talk much because the red card is already here. Thank you so much.
Will you stand up for CC1? That was Anton Mukuwa-Mombe, breaking the ice. Well done. We will proceed with the prepared speeches. The next speech is coming from Millicent Chandigera. She will be presenting a CC3 entitled Exercising. And the evaluator for this speech is
Physical fitness specialists generally agree that you need to exercise 200 to 300 minutes per week. Breaking it further down, you need to exercise 30 minutes a day. You must take exercising as a part of your lifestyle. We do not stop exercising because we grow old. We grow old because we stop exercising. Madam Toastmaster, fellow members, and our guests. Lack of activity destroys the good condition of every human being. Physical activity provides other health benefits as well. It can improve your mood and self-image. It can increase your intelligence. People who engage in aerobics first thing in the morning have shown to be brighter, more creative, and intelligent throughout the day. Exercising can help us to prevent different types of diseases such as diabetes, cancer, stroke, and others. It can help us. It can help us. It can help us. Sorry. It can help us to keep our bodies fit and improve eating habits. And it can also improve learning abilities. It can improve your mood. Exercising can boost your mental health and immune system. One of the best things you can do to achieve and maintain high level of physical fitness is to join a gym, a health club, and attend regular exercise classes. It takes tremendous discipline to get into and follow regular exercises. But it's easier if you discipline yourself to follow regular exercises and wake up early in the morning and exercise immediately. Imagine waking up early in the morning on a chilly day in June. It needs courage, doesn't it? I'm privileged to have my auntie who is also health conscious and invites me for 1.5 kilometers run every morning. After that, we do skipping ropes, squats, and others. By 5:30 a.m., we'll be sweating. No matter how slim you are or fat you are, you must exercise. Even if you are skinny just like me, you need to exercise. I still remember this other morning when I was jogging. I met a lady who asked me, "Why are you exercising? Can't you see you are slim already?" And I responded, "Of course, I'm skinny, but let me tell you something. Exercising is not about reducing your body weight only. You can build your body as well." Ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you to build a person you want to be. Men, do you want a six-pack? Do you want a T-Rex or fat belly? You need to just continuously exercise. There are no two ways about it. Fellow Toastmasters, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and out. It doesn't matter how slow you go, as long as you do not stop. Never give up. Keep on exercising. You won't be the same again. Fitness is not about being someone else. It's about being a better person than you used to be. You should work for it. I know it's painful, but it's worth doing. Don't stop when you are tired, but stop when you are done. Fellow Toastmasters, I encourage you to let exercising be the one of your 2018 resolutions. I'm Toastmaster.
That was another book with several chapters to do with exercising. Our next speaker is going to be Tafazwa Chiluza. Tafazwa.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and invited guests, we do have distinguished invited guests among us. We welcome you. Do you want to be an impeccable or to have an impeccable or flawless life? I would say invest in insurance. One day in October, last year precisely, around 7 a.m., I was driving on my way to work along Samora Machel, close to Leopold, yes, precisely. I witnessed an accident. This car bumped into a Mercedes-Benz S500, a newer version. I would guess, I would fuck my guess, it was a 2017 model of sorts. And the car that bumped into it was a Jeep Cherokee, a Grand Cherokee. It wasn't a minor accident. There were some dents there. And we're not talking of small cars, they were big cars. You would imagine what would have happened had the driver behind panicked. Yet they followed closely. For that to happen, you can only imagine it yourself. You look around yourself, you're driving yourself, you almost bump into the car next to you, trying to witness, to have a full picture of what's actually happening to that. Even passers-by, you only notice everyone is looking at in awe and surprised to say, what? Can this happen today in this day and age? But yes, it did happen. Then as I drive away, I would imagine myself, what is it that's really going through the minds of these people? What would be the cost or what would be the damage to their most dear assets? We're not talking of small cars, we're talking of big cars here. What would be the cost of the repair? Definitely, like any driver would do, I told myself, well, the person behind me was wrong. They followed on too closely on the other driver. Definitely they would be charged with a crime, and they would have to put up with the cost of repairing the other car. And there it was. You would then imagine, if they had insurance in place, the picture would be different. Probably they would be smiling. Probably their day would be different. What would be precisely a bad day turning out would be a good day eventually, as they would not have to put up with the cost themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, today I present to you the topic on the importance of insurance. Broad and complex as it may be, it's still a subject that should draw all of our attention. Let me define it for you in simple terms. What is insurance? I will define. Insurance is when you choose to get rid of those troubles and uncertainties that can follow you in life and dump them onto an insurance company or a company. They take care of it. That is what is insurance. Yes, you have pre-agreed to say we'll cover 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 items. That is what we call insurance. And in return, you just pay them a few dollars for that to happen. Imagine you having sleepless nights. How many activities do you encounter per day? If you are a driver, how many journeys do you embark on a day? You ask yourself. That is what we look at when we say we have insurance. I believe we all need insurance. Imagine this. Should death visit your family today for a breadwinner, how it can be life-changing. To start with, do we have the money to take care of the funeral cost? You could ask yourself many times. More often we begin to put up with a few dollars that we had saved, bringing together as family members to put up with the cost to ensure that we at least offer a decent burial to our deceased. But yet we bought or invested, or the breadwinner, should they have invested in insurance, buying a funeral policy? He would have Nyaras gladly coming in, driving all those nice buses coming in to take care of what needs to be taken care of. That's their business anyway. But the bottom line is that's insurance for you. It doesn't end there. What of the surviving dependents? Who is going to take care of them? You would ask. Yet the breadwinner invested in life insurance probably will be looking at 100,000 being paid off by an insurance company. You name them, we all know them. Zimnat, Old Mutual, any other company that you may have. They can pay you an amount as big as 100,000 for that to happen. And there you have it. Yes, people are bereaved, they're in the time of mourning, but at least there's something to put their smiles, to put a smile to their faces. That's just one of the examples of how insurance can take care of you. Medical aid insurance is still a form of insurance. Pension funds, all the contributions we are paying to NASA, that's a form of insurance. Legal aid. If you ever imagine, I only pay $8 a month for a promised benefit of about $4,000 a year of legal aid. Should I be involved in a fist fight with someone, they choose to sue me, that can take care of it. But I only part with $96 a year. That's what we are looking at when we say invest in insurance. You need it. I would say, as my advice to you, read around, understand your needs at your age, at any point in time. What is it that you need? Precisely, insurance can give better returns compared to any other type of investment. You can invest in a business or whatever you're investing in, but insurance can give you that surety to say, should death visit me tomorrow, I can have something coming my way. Fellow Toastmasters, my encouragement to you is read around and invest in insurance. Madam Toastmaster.
How many of us are insured?
Toastmasters and guests, once again, good evening. I say good evening. Good evening. You don't feel frightened. You should feel challenged and encouraged to come in front here. So I've got about 6 or 5 topics, depending how long it will take. You have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. It's not a crime to speak less, but as long as you come here and deliver. Our first speaker is going to speak on, actually is a father of the bride, and it's a wedding. So he is supposed to encourage the new couple. Let us all welcome Toastmaster D. Kagandi.
Fellow Toastmasters, esteemed guest, good evening.
Good evening.
As the father of the bride, I want to tell the couple. First and foremost, I want to quote from Martin Luther King Jr. He was highly inspired when he said, when someone is called to sweep the streets, he or she must sweep the streets, just like what Shakespeare did, poetry. He or she must sweep the streets until the host of heaven and the host of earth pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper. The couple, new couple, I want to tell you that whenever you are going to, whatever you are going to do in your marriage, you need to be initiative, you need to be wholehearted and impeccable. You need to be loved. You need to love others. You need to be generous. And also, you need to be a good couple who gives to others. Fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you. Our next speaker is a guest, and he will speak on nobody can do everything, but everyone can do something. Help me welcome Adam.
guests now. We're all together. Everybody can do, nobody can do everything, but somebody can do something. It's a fact of life that if you try to do everything, you will spend too much time trying to accomplish everything. And the wisest amongst us, according to 48 laws of power, knows how not to do everything. The greatest leader amongst us knows to do less and allow others to do everything for them. And so in your leadership development, whatever you're going to be doing, whether it's in any capacity in life, you will be the wisest person if you find the little that you can do and delegate the rest for everybody to do. Now, I believe that's impeccable leadership right there, where you get to allow other people to then do things for you. And whatsoever then you find to do, if you do with all your might and with all your strength, you will become the best leader that you're supposed to be. Thank you, fellow businesses.
Thank you. Our next speaker, she is going to speak. I'll ask her a question. What are you grateful for today?
Sorry, I'm a bit nervous, but you might not find my speech impeccable, but I'll try my best. First of all, I'm grateful for just being here. I think I've actually taken my first step to overcome my fear. My fear of speaking in front of people. And I hope by the time that I'm done, I'll be just like the lady in front of me. That's my first point. I'm also grateful for the life that I have, because so many people have actually lost their lives, and they also wish that they could have made it today. I'm grateful for my family, from whom I draw my strength. They do not judge me. They do not judge me. They love me for who I am, not for what I have. They cheer me. Well, whenever I fall down, they make sure that I get up and I try again. I'm also thankful for my job. I think without money, we know that with God we can do everything, but I'm sure without money, you can't see the next day. We all need to eat, we all need shelter, we all need clothes to wear. So I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for everyone who is listening to me right now and supporting me. Thank you.
Thank you. The following speaker will speak on fear, and her name is Ottilia. Help me welcome Ottilia.
Once again, just when I thought I was getting comfortable to be in here, I was presented with a topic of which I don't know what to say, because I'm that one person who can overcome my fear when I'm in front of people. But all the same, I'm so grateful for this opportunity, because I had denied to come up front. So I'm going to talk about fear. I think we all know what it is. And I'm not going to give you a definition on it, but if it was in my mother tongue, which is Shona, then I was going to give you a definition. So, but there is one thing that I know about fear that I'm sure of. it's something that can stop you from being a better person, and it can derail you from achieving your goals and being a step ahead in everything that you do. So my my advice on this topic is, no matter how afraid you are on doing something, you shouldn't be afraid, actually, because it's okay to be afraid. It shows that you value what you're supposed to be doing, and I think that's all.
Thank you. The following speaker is the manager of Ambassador Hotel, and he will give us an opening speech for 2018. Help me welcome the director, Abel.
Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, my name is Ebo Mavura. I'm the director for Ambassador Hotel. Let me take this opportunity to thank you for being with us the whole year of 2017. I would like to thank you so much for the support that you gave us, and I believe that for us to move forward, we need you. And this is why today I'm standing in front of you, talking to you about the importance of building synergies. This is what we are going to focus on in the year of 2018. We want to build synergies, we want to have symbiotic relations so that we do our work properly, and we want to also to have impeccable work. This is why we are here, and we need you guys, we need your companies to come on board so that you keep on supporting us, because without you, we won't be able to achieve greatness, we won't be able to achieve the work that we achieve. Thank you so much.
The last speaker is going to speak on becoming himself in 2018. Help me welcome Honest.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. All protocol observed. My task is quite simple because I'm just going to talk about becoming myself. Many times we strive to be people that we are not. We strive to imitate other people with different abilities. People who have gone through a lot of things that we have not experienced ourselves. We try to live a life that is not within our means. We try to be people that we are not. So you come to a point where you realize that you are running a race that is not yours. You are fighting a battle that is not yours. And you don't have got the rightful arm to stand that battle. You give yourself targets, you give yourselves some new resolutions that you know that you're within yourself, that this I can't achieve, this I can achieve. So there comes a time when you know that what I want to achieve requires a lot of discipline, it requires a lot of education, it requires a lot of support. It could be from other people, from other institutions, but the important thing is to set goals that you can achieve, goals that you know that you'll be able to accomplish, so that at the end of the year, when you do an introspection, you will be proud of yourself. You don't see yourself as a failure. Why? Because you have certain targets that you are not able to attain. Are we together? Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Those were such impeccable speeches. I now hand over the meeting back to the Toastmaster.
Thank you for those topics. I think they were very stimulating. Everybody managed to talk. And what I liked the most, those who thought they were in fear, all disappeared. So thank you, Toastmaster Penis, for that. We are moving on to the next session, which is the general evaluations. The session which is like the marking of the exam.
Evaluations. So it's going to happen in this order. We're going to start with the speech evaluations first. Thereafter, they'll be followed by the top table row officers who will give each at least their report from where they are seated, right? So, except for those that will, the top table row officers who speak from where they are seated, the rest actually who are evaluators should come forward and give the evaluation. So I'll start by asking Toastmaster Simanya Mazao to come forward and give us the first evaluation.
Mr. General Evaluate, I'm evaluating the speech for Anton. Anton, how are you feeling after the speech?
Serious.
Anton, you're presenting on Project CC1, Icebreaker. Tell us about yourself. You remind me of Professor Adam Taman. How many can say those who attend this speech, we thought some, in terms of his speaking style, with Adam Taman? So I learned something about yourself that you, like me, you've got a strong moral background. Like you learned in... you grew up in the villages, like where you used to walk 7 kilometers to the school and 7 kilometers back. I also learned that your father tried to convince or persuade you that a school is a school. As long as if you're intelligent, a school is a school. And from your speech, I picked that you're a very intelligent person, getting 4 units at grade 7 and 20 points at A level. That's not a joke. 20 points. Believe me. Then I also learned that your passion, your aspiration is to speak, to help others become better. But from your speech, if you are to improve for next time, in my opinion, you have to make sure that your opening is strong. Your opening was not that strong, and your conclusion as well was kind of weak. I'm not sure if you prepared. To me, your speech, it seemed like it was an impromptu speech. When the timer raised the time card, it's like you were caught unawares. So you may want to prepare and not do an impromptu speech. I also like the fact that you are a confident speaker and your voice was audible. You can speak that even someone at the back of the room could hear you without any challenges. But I advise you to work on preparation. Be committed to prepare your speech, do not make them impromptu. And your opening has to be strong. Your closing has to be strong as well. Otherwise, I look forward to your project number 2.
There we are. Allow me to call upon Advanced Communicator Bronze, Advanced Leader Silver, if I'm right? Yes. And? Okay. Advanced Communicator Gold and Advanced Leader Silver, Emmanuel Spandler, to come and give us the second and third evaluations. So,
Mr. General Evaluator and Minister, what did you do right? while you are thinking about that, let me move on. What you did right is you presented before an audience. Most people expect to be asked the question, what did you do wrong? That one you answer quickly. So focus on what you did right. And then the areas of improvement or areas of notification will come and we will embrace them. That is why we have a feedback session. I loved your presentation about exercise. You're talking about exercise. Talking about exercise and actually doing exercise are two different things. So you were motivating us to actually do exercise, to take part in exercising, not only talk about it or planning to exercise. That was what you were selling us. You were selling us the aspect of actually exercising. Yes, you gave us a personal story about how you were involved in exercising as you ran for 1.5 kilometers every morning. Now let's take your presentation to the next dimension. I noticed when you were speaking, you avoided eye contact with the audience at first. You were looking sideways for information, probably. At least you're not looking up for inspiration or down because you're depressed, but you're looking sideways. Then, as you gained composure, you looked at the audience and you started speaking. Also avoid letting us know that you have made a mistake. Don't say sorry. It's your presentation. You don't know what you're going to say to us. We are listening to what you are saying, so don't apologize. Just continue. Even if we know you have made a mistake, just continue. Because it's your presentation at the end of the day. And also, avoid pacing. Move purposefully. You don't want to end from Cape to Cairo, pacing throughout the stage. It will draw out energy and you will not have the flavor to present. You had a powerful conclusion. You ended on a very powerful note. When you said, don't retire, but stop when you're done. That was a powerful take home. I'm sure I'm not going to retire, but I'm going to finish. As someone said before the beginning of this year, if you see the finishing line, you finish strong. So let us go and exercise strong. Thank you. I look forward to your next presentation. As the general evaluator, I'll proceed to the next presentation. The first one, we're talking about insurance. We started talking about and describing it as the accident you witnessed. And it made you ponder, what if they have insurance? And it made us ponder, what if it was me? I really felt the need to have an insurance policy. That was a topic that is relevant for your audience. We all need to be insured. Now let's take a presentation to the next dimension and take it a higher notch. You are talking about a broad subject of insurance. Just mention to us the points, then focus on one point and nail it home. You talked about medical aid. The other point was funeral policy, medical aid, and when I remember the other one, I will not find. You should have just marketed medical aid or medical policy. You have a medical policy, then market it and nail that one point. Drive it home, because you only have 7 minutes. You don't have all day to talk about the broad subject. So just tell us the points and then focus. But I'm going to focus on this point. Then you drive the point home, you sell the point home. Avoid hand clasping. Your hands are always here. Relax your hands, then use them when you want to express a point. For example, you can say point number 1, point number 2. You are using your hands purposefully. and also avoid going from Cape to Cairo. Move purposefully. You had a powerful presentation on this broad subject. I look forward to your next presentation. Mr. General.
Now we should focus on the top table row officers to come forward and present their, to give their reports from where they're seated. I'll ask the timer and fines master to present their, his report, and also followed by the R counter. Then I'll give the grammarian's report and also the general evaluator's report, respectively. Master Millicent was flawless or unblemished. I didn't pick any grammatical errors there. She was just flowing like that. I like two sentences or sayings that she mentioned, and these could benefit us all. One is, success is the sum of daily habits repeated. Right? And then the next one is, don't stop when you are tired. Stop when you are done. Wonderful. I think I should clap for that. And then she used the word of the day as well, and her evaluator used the word of the day twice. The last person to speak was Toastmaster Tafadzwa. He also used the word of the day twice. His evaluator used the word of the day once. There is only one sentence that I found a bit shaky. He said, even passers-bys. There it is, passers-bys. He should have used, I think he should have used passer-bys. You get it? Right? So, and then there is a pronunciation of the word surety. He said surety. So these are some of the words. Whenever we come to speak, I encourage that we check for the right pronunciation so that we speak as it is. That done, allow me to just point one thing about the R counting. You notice that most of the people that did speak during the table topics are guests. Hence, there's a lot of R's, M's, and the like. Before I joined Toastmasters, I could do the same. And you'd tell that this person is not a good speaker, but you are all speakers. This is why you came here. So start this year by joining Toastmasters International so that you become fluent and flawless and blemished in your public speaking. That done, allow me to go to the general evaluation. The meeting started at 18:10 hours. We started 10 minutes late. Here it's supposed to start at 1800 hours. We have, in Toastmasters International, the Competent Leadership Manual, and time is also a project that you do in that manual. As speakers and as leaders, we are supposed to be wary of time so that we attend meetings in time. Normally we should be gathered 5 minutes before 1800 hours so that we start on time and end on time. Like the Toastmaster alluded to, that all over the world they're starting at 1800 hours. If we're to beam or to go to America right now, we'd find they started on time. If we go to Canada, they started on time. South Africa, they started on time. Zambia, wherever they are, they start on time. Let's be leaders by starting our meetings on time. So I'm encouraging everyone to come to the meetings on time. And then We also have the word of the day displayed everywhere. The lectern is here, the gavel is here, but the club banner is amiss. I encourage the president to look into purchasing the club banner so that everyone that walks in, if they are guests, they'll see, lest they don't see Toastmasters here, they don't see the lectern, they'll see Metropolitan Toastmasters Club, and they'll see their home. But otherwise, that said, there's one last improvement that I'm asking also this club to look into, is that of deploying the sergeant at arms by the door to usher in and out those that want to walk in and those that are coming inside also, those that are going out, so that we don't disturb the person that is standing here speaking. So that's done. We enjoyed the meeting. I enjoyed the meeting. Did anyone enjoy the meeting with me? Raise up your hands. Mr. President, we enjoyed the meeting. We had drinks there. We didn't have something to nibble with the drinks, but we met and eaten and enjoyed this meeting. And I look forward to a great meeting at this club. It's one of the clubs that I dearly want to serve. So let me hand over the gavel to, one improvement again. The Toastmaster or the Table Topics Master must hand them the gavel, so that if anyone walks in, they'll see, oh, that's the person talking. And because we're supposed to be all quiet and listen to that person. When they finish speaking, they hand over the gavel. So I've finished speaking, I'm folding my speaking, I'm handing over the gavel to the president.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator, and thank you for handing over the gavel back to me. For the sake of our visitors, here at Toastmasters International, we use what's called parliamentary procedure in terms of conducting our meetings. We hand over control, we pass on the gavel, etc. It's parliamentary procedure. It's based upon a tiny little book, which is called Rules of Order. It was written in 1866 by an American Army general called Henry Robert. He was an Army general, so he was asked to preside over a church meeting in 1866. And then he realized that there was some more confusion in terms of how the meeting is run. Then he was asked to go to another church, and he realized that there were no set standards in terms of running a meeting. So he decided to write a tiny little book called Rules of Order. And from then on, it was improved until we have the latest version, which was done in 2012. Rules of Order by Sir Robert Henry. Thank you. Now we're moving on to the business session of the meeting. This coming Saturday, there's going to be a club officer training at Newlands Country Club. It's starting at 8 until 4 o'clock. Fellow Toastmasters, they already know that at Toastmasters there's some training, leadership training. We get trained through in-house programs which are very good, because you have to learn to be a leader. It's easy out there to be a leader, especially at workplace, because you'll be having a lot of leverage, code of conduct, a lot of authority. But John C. Maxwell said, if you want to check if someone is a real leader, it's easy. Give him a position in a voluntary organization, such as a church, a Rotary, or even Toastmasters, where he doesn't have any leverage whatsoever, where he can just use the power of influence. Because you can't force someone to pay subs here. You just have to use your influence. So we are taught those skills. And this coming Saturday, we'll be having training. So for all Toastmasters who want to come, it's for free. And if you're a club officer, yes, you're welcome. Even those who aspire to be club officers, you can come as well. And if you're not a Toastmaster, just join Toastmasters. And you can enjoy these packages. Then secondly, there's going to be a speaker to trainer course on Sunday. It's from 8 to 4 p.m. and it's for $20. In Toastmasters, you also get trained to become a trainer after becoming a competent communicator, so that you can go out there and start conducting your own trainings, and you get paid ridiculous sums of money for doing something that you really love to do. Can you imagine? These are some of the benefits of Toastmasters International. So why don't you join? If you're a visitor, why don't you speak to our vice president membership? Dr. Simbanya Mazao, you may just stand up so that everyone sees you and they can come to you at the end of the meeting. That's the man who is in charge of the members. So if you want to join, if you want to echo cash him your joining fees, or you want to pay in hard currency, it's okay. You just talk to him after the meeting. Thank you. Now at this point, I'd like to ask for feedback from our visitors, how you saw the meeting. Because as Toastmasters, we thrive on feedback. I think you had a lot of feedback coming from the evaluators, speech evaluators, timers, grammarians, and the general evaluator. So we'd like to hear what you saw, what you think about the meeting, any areas of improvements, what you liked, what we should keep doing. So I'm going to start perhaps with our videographer. I'm sure you saw everything.